Hey, what's up, sixth grade students? Welcome to week number 2 of the at-home online learning. I hope week number 1 went well. Let's get started right away. Week number 2. Welcome to week 2. Before we get started, how did week 1 go? It was a little different for me, something that I'm not used to. I'm not used to sitting behind a computer screen teaching all day. I'm used to standing up, talking to you guys, dropping knowledge, dropping science, and answering questions in real life. Speaking of questions, last week I felt like I was answering more questions about how to use technology and to learn online than I was teaching. As a matter of fact, I have a couple clips of some of the best tech support that I gave last week. Nerd Squad, Agent J here. How may I help you? No, the Rock Cycle video is not about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. No, sir. You may not choose to watch a rock movie instead of the Rock Cycle. No, sir. Just the one that was assigned. Nerd Squad, Agent J. How can I help you? Trouble logging on? No, you do not need your Xbox Live account to log on to play the educational games. Just use your school Google account, their educational games. No, not your PlayStation Network account either. Just your school Google account. Good luck. Nerd Squad, Agent J here. I understand. So you're saying you have no internet connection and no devices to connect to the internet. Yet you've emailed and you're chatting with me. What type of magic are you using? Nerd Squad, Agent J speaking. Harvesting rocks from boulders in Fortnite? Yes, nope, that does not count as extra credit as an example of weathering larger rocks into smaller rocks. I understand. It's Fortnite. No credit at all. No. So those were some of the best questions that I got last week and the best advice that I could give them. But I'm thinking I might have gotten that last one about Fortnite wrong. The person asked if you take a giant rock in Fortnite and you harvest it into smaller pieces, is that an example of a sedimentary rock? Technically, yes and no. Breaking a larger rock into smaller pieces is weathering. And weathering just happens to be what we're going to be learning about this week. We're going to learn about weathering. And weathering, by definition, is the mechanical and chemical processes that change objects on the Earth's surface over a long period of time. This is basically how the surface of the Earth has changed. It started off not smooth, and it never will be smooth because processes, wind, water, plants, animals are always changing the shape of the earth. So let's go ahead and log on to Google Classroom and take a look at the assignments that we have for this week's lesson on weathering. The first lesson that we have, assignment number 1, is notes. And open your notes, and you'll notice that these notes are exactly the same that I pass out. But instead of being able to write on them, every single person got their own copy of a Google Doc. This Google Doc can be typed on, it's yours. Instead of just clicking on the lines and typing your name, it's better if you double click. For example, the first question says, the chemical and physical processes that change objects on Earth's surface over time are called. Well, this is the same exact sentence. I just gave you the same definition I just said a couple seconds ago. And the answer is weathering. Now, I could just click anywhere on this blank line and type in weathering. But if you notice that it moved the lines and it kind of spaced and messed everything up. Instead of typing the word in the line, it's better if you take it, you double click the line, it highlights the whole thing. Again, double click the line, it'll highlight the whole thing, and then you can type your answer, weathering, right over top of it, and it completes the sentence and makes it look just like it was typed that way from the beginning. So again, the first assignment is the notes. Chapter notes, turn them in. Once you're done, click the blue button to turn it in, and you can move on to the second assignment. The second assignment, once again, is Legends of Learning. If you didn't get to do Legends of Learning last week, and this is your first time, please go right here and watch the video that I made that showed everyone how to log on and join Legends of Learning. You'll be able to create a character, you'll play some interactive games, and we did find out last week that these games will not work on any touchscreen device. It will not work on an iPad. It will not work on an Android tablet. It will not work on a Kindle. It only works on Chromebooks, computers, and Macs. So, when you log on to Legends of Learning this week, there's no more lava. That was last week's lesson. Instead, we see a lesson called Weathering and Erosion. It's about a 15-minute lesson. It's only one interactive game and a couple questions afterwards. Again, the awakening is always there. It's optional. If you like Legends of Learning and you want to change your avatar, you can play that as many times as you want. But the assignment that you have to do is this one right here, Weathering and Erosion. So that's assignment number 2. Assignment number 2, Legends of Learning. Assignment number 3, we're doing something different. Since we're learning about mechanical weathering and the 4 types of mechanical weathering, which are abrasion, ice wedging, plants, and animals, I'm going to have you go ahead and log on to a Google Drawing. And again, everybody will have their own copy of the Google Drawing. Everybody log on. You're going to open up the Google Drawing and you're going to draw a picture of abrasion. If you don't remember what abrasion is from the notes, it's printed right there on the screen. And it says abrasion is the grinding away of rock by friction or impact. For example, a strong current in a stream can carry loose fragments of rock downstream. So what you're going to do is use all the tools in Google Drawing to draw. You can go ahead and use the shape tools to draw some rocks. Here's a big rock. I'm going to go ahead and now draw maybe, what other shape can I get? Ooh, let's do one of these wavy shapes to represent water. I'm going to draw a couple of these maybe. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So there's some water. I'm going to draw another one of those. I like that. And I'm going to, where did it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. I'm going to draw another one right there. So I got a couple waves, and I'm going to draw another rock over here, and I'm going to draw a bunch of smaller rocks on top, showing that the big rock was broken down into smaller rocks. I'm going to draw an arrow. I could change the colors. Now you can do this any way you want. I'm going to just stop right here because I don't want you guys copying what I'm doing. But I just want you to log on. You can draw with this. You can show pictures. You can use the text box to give examples. You can type out the rock was weathered by moving water. And I can be done with that. Now this is not the best drawing that this is not the quality of the drawings that I'm expecting. I'm hoping you guys do a little better than this. I'm hoping you spend more than the 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, whatever I just spent on this. I'm hoping to get some quality stuff from you guys. But you can do it like this. You could delete all of this. You could draw it by hand. You can insert images from Google. You can search for your own pictures of rocks and draw arrows and diagram it. You can do whatever you want. I want you to be creative. I want you to show me what you think abrasion looks like. Not only abrasion, but ice wedging, plants weathering, mechanical weathering, rocks to make them smaller, animals mechanical weathering to make them smaller. Just go ahead and use your creativity. Everyone has their own copy of the Google Drawing. So once you draw it, you turn it in, I'll get a copy of it, I can see it, and I can grade it. The 4th assignment we're going to do this week is a quiz. It's a 12-question quiz, 8 vocabulary words from the notes that you did back in assignment 1. Please take this quiz. If you get a passing grade, you can move on. If you don't get a passing grade, just like last week, I will delete your answers and ask you to take it again. Next lesson, assignment number 5. This one might look familiar. Over spring break, if you logged on, you would have noticed that I challenged everyone to go to code.org and to use code to make a dance animation. I made a dancing robot. It was pretty funny. I had a great time making it, but I had a better time watching all the dance animations that you guys made. Last week's introduction lesson video started with Katie's dance video because that one made me smile the most. I thought it was one of the best ones that was made during that week, and I figured since only a couple of you did it, we should all do it this time. Code.org is a fun way to learn how to code. Coding is very, very important. It's a skill that all of us should have moving forward into the future. When you get to code.org, you're going to log in with your Google account and it will take you to your dashboard. At your dashboard, you will see that everyone is signed up for the Express Course 2019. Like I said, this is linked and associated with your Google account. It's linked up to my Google Classroom, so I could assign this to everybody and we can see what each other's doing. So when you get to the Express Course, you can click on View Course. You'll notice that this is a 30 lesson course. Lesson 1 is a dance party, lesson 2, lesson 3, all the way down to lesson 30. I don't expect anyone to finish in the last 2 months of the school year all 30 lessons. I will assign a lesson here or there, and you will always have this link to your Google account. So if this is something that you like and you want to continue and you want to move ahead and do it on your free time, or even finish up during the summer on rainy days after the school year is over, this course has been assigned to you. It is yours to do. This week, I am assigning lesson number 1, the dance party. Everyone needs to do the dance party. Now, if you did log on during spring break and you did a dance party then, it's not going to be the same. This is a different lesson. You need to do this lesson. This is the 13th step. When you log on, it will walk you through. This first lesson shows you a video. I'm going to go ahead and click start over, and it will show you and give you directions up here what to do and how to make this work. This says drag the make a new block into the workspace and connect it inside the setup block. I do that. I can do that. I can click run and I have a dancing animation. I went into more detail in the spring break video. You'll find a link on Google Classroom. You'll find a link in the description for this video. But the last assignment for this week is to go to code.org and finish lesson 1, dance party. It's 13 steps. So just to review, you guys are going to log on to Google Classroom. The first thing you're going to do this week is the notes. Please double click and type over the lines instead of inside the lines. You will then log on to Legends of Learning, play one interactive game with some questions. It'll take about 15 minutes. Follow that up with drawing 4 different types of mechanical weathering. You will then take a quiz and end the week with the Code Express course on Google Classroom. I hope this is a good week. If you have any questions, please send me an email. Give me a message on Google Classroom. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.